Morning to you too.
I'm trying to think of how to brand that.
I was like, did someone say that? Because that's a good line or whatever. Hi, Aliani. Hello, Sasquatch.
I need like a. I'm noodling it in here. I'm like, it's gotta be something there. Good morning. Good morning to you. I'm digging the morning vibe.
Oh, I
it's
love
fun.
it. We were talking about this yesterday.
I'm like literally drinking coffee during 100% of streams, regardless of the time. But it feels more right to be like, I'll have a sip of coffee and a paint, thank you. Give me your Thanagarian Crimson.
Honestly, you're probably not that far off.
Your Tertianarian Green.
Tertianarian Green.
Then don't lie. It's not lunchtime anywhere. This is the only time zone. West Coast, Best Coast, only coast.
That's why I like this time, because it's nice early. It's not super early, but it's early-ish for West Coast. But we're like right on lunchtime for the East Coast.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For Zen. We're
It's
doing it for
almost
Zen's
like
lunch.
we thought of this.
It is lunchtime, people say. That is crazy to me. That is bizarre. I cannot fathom the idea that people are getting a burger right now. No. I mean, I would eat a burger right now, but I'm like, that's...
I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying it's weird.
I'm like, what?
What are you talking about?
It's 9 a.m.
It's 9 a.m., yeah. But yeah, we're digging the morning. It's nice. We were talking about this yesterday. We were like... because we end up doing this... So this will be the last one of these painting streams for the year, for sure. And so we were talking about if we continue this kind of stream with GenCon, and if you're liking it, make sure to let GenCon know. That we're really digging the morning. It's nice to stream in the morning. It's like we get up, we're nice and like we're energetic, we're spry. We're like, man, we should start streaming in the morning way more often. Also, literally, we're the only people streaming on board games Twitch right now. Literally, that's it. And I'm just like, oh man, like easy right here. Gosh,
I like it.
So. Yeah, so we were hoping we get to continue. Indeed,
Miramax is not the last one. I got high hopes too.
That's what I'm hoping for. You know, I've been really digging this. This has been super fun.
It's been incredibly fun. Zen says you're a bad influence for work. Keep doing it.
Obviously.
I mean, I think we boost productivity because we provide that white noise for you to kind of just fill out your day, make you a little happier.
Like,
people work better when they're happy.
Yeah,
I think
that's
we're
true. People do work better when they're happy.
By being a bad influence, we're exactly the influence people need.
Yeah, I think that's nice. I think that's
a beautiful thing.
It's a nice way of putting it.
So, Nick, are we doing anything different today?
We are, fam.
What the heck are all of these new paints that are lined up very beautifully?
So we are using Contrast Paints. So big shouts out to Games Workshop and Citadel. Games Workshop is Citadel. They sent us the entire Citadel Contrast Paint line, which is super cool. That's awesome.
I keep hearing contrast paint, but I don't know what that means.
I like morning streams. It gives me a chance to further ignore my children. You got twins. They got each other. They don't need parents. They can learn on their own.
School keeps them so busy.
We're here for it during breakfast, lunch, or dinner. That's right, Eliani. That's right. 24-hour stream coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, so you're going to have a chance to do just that tomorrow.
So yeah, Citadel, thank you so much, Games Workshop, again, for sending us the contrast paints to essentially experiment with.
I'm so excited. They look cool.
So what I did, Mikey, I don't think you can see it on this one. You can't see a little bit, but basically lined up around this whole thing. I lined them up. I tried to line them up, Mikey, by general color family.
Yeah, I've got like browns and
browns,
and
we got
reds
blues,
and then reds into oranges.
Reds, yellows, oranges, purples.
There's not much of a yellow. There's not much of a true yellow.
Yeah, but I don't think people use true yellow that much.
Probably not. It's one of the primary colors, Nick.
Yeah, I agree. I like using yellow.
When the Lord created color.
But how many?
First, you know how many you get? 3.
3, that's it.
Was one of them yellow?
Yeah, sure.
It freaking was, Nick.
But how many yellow minis do you see? Not very many.
Not enough.
I totally agree.
I'm Big Bird mini.
Fully in agreement with you.
Go straight Big Bird. Okay. So, okay.
We got
many yellows.
Greens over here, and then we got like blacks and grays.
Blacks and grays.
Okay. Blacks and
I
grays.
see one that's got a little bit of like kind of bluish in it, which... A lot of grays will have like...
And that's the thing, is like, that's why like I have more paper towels, because like, we're going to have to like put on our brush and then wipe on a paper towel to see what it is. Because we've never used... I want to make this clear. We've never used contrast paints before. I've watched a lot of videos on them, and in the last few days, I've watched a lot more videos trying to kind of prepare for it.
Right.
Because
they're their whole own thing.
Yes and no. They seem cool.
In terms of, well, aren't they much thinner and things?
Yes, so they're kind of like in the middle of from what I can gather from actually using them, they're kind of in the middle between like a wash and a normal paint. They're essentially kind of like a really high pigmented wash, which means they're a wash with a lot of color in them.
Okay.
But a little bit thicker. So the idea of contrast paints...
Yeah, you're saying.
Contrast paints are the way to like battle against gray unpainted minis, which is a noble battle.
Absolutely.
What's up, Smash Pack?
Yo, Smashy Pack thing.
And so, yeah, I mean, right, they're kind of a paint and wash all in one. So basically what it's going to do is the whole point is that you can paint them on, right, and you can just paint on one coat, and it'll essentially just paint your entire mini, shadows and all, in one coat. Yeah, now, I'm a little skeptical of that.
It's sort of a one-stop shop.
Yes.
For if you just want to have a painted mini that has some definition, some contrast to it, if you will.
And looks decent. Looks tabletop ready.
Yeah.
Now, again, tabletop standard is not a definitive
term. That's a term that you said I've never heard before.
Tabletop standard. So tabletop standard means you're fine if you're playing. You're just playing with it, but you would never enter it into a competition.
Interesting.
That's what that means. Which means if it's on the table, it looks great.
For all intents and purposes, it is perfect.
Yeah.
Like it is perfect
like
for
this, I am
kind of
painting to
day.
not tabletop standard.
Okay.
All the other ones I've painted
Nick's got the dragon dog thing that he was talking about over here.
So just because if I do end up painting during our 24-hour live stream, I'm probably going to paint this guy. And I'll show him a little later if you want to see him. But that one, I would say I'm painting to above tabletop standard. Not competition level. It's definitely not that. But it's not what I normally do.
Because you wouldn't normally do all of the, like, maybe necessarily several sessions of highlighting and stuff.
Exactly.
Like you would just kind of maybe do a base, a wash, maybe a little bit of highlighting, and that's tabletop standard.
Yeah. 100%. Honestly, a base and wash for a lot of people is tabletop standard. So the thing about tabletop standard is, like, it's not a real definitive term. Like, tabletop standard for me is a base, a wash, and then, like, highlights. Yeah. But for a lot of people, that's too far for tabletop standard. For tabletop standard, for some people, it's just a base coat,
because it's just wash. You want to play something not gray.
Exactly. And so these kind of do that. So basically what they do is they will pool into the recesses and go towards recesses like a normal wash would. So they'll darken out the recesses, but they're going to paint the whole mini and color it because they have a lot more pigment in it. They're going to color the whole mini so that the raised up portions are still that same color, but they're a much lighter version of the color because they're not pooling down. So essentially, it's like, if you put on a red and then you put on like a brown shade, like Agrex Earth Shade, I always say, like, now it's going to tint the whole thing. It's going to darken the whole thing down. We're going to have to come back and bring it back up to the highlights because we only want the recesses to be that dark. This is kind of doing that. It's going to tint the whole thing, but it's going to tint it a lot more. So that way you don't need to do much more. Now... I feel like Arm Painter has a similar paint or dip that does this. Yeah, Arm Painter they have a bunch of dip paints that you can just kind of like dip it in, and then that's it. And that's supposed to be it. I've always been pretty skeptical about those, honestly.
Like that?
But something like that, yeah. You just kind of dip it in. Because even like I use...
Does it just be one color?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is fine.
I use Arm Painter. Well, I don't use it too much anymore. But Arm Painter, it's called Quick Shade. It's kind of like a really, really gloopy wash. It's really, really, it's really, really good. But it's great. I use it for Zombicide because it makes when you look kind of like dirty and stuff like that, and it really, really shades things well. But there, I was like, yeah, you just like dip it in here, and then it looks like this, and I'm like, no, it is super gloopy. Like you have got to wipe away most of it. It's way more work than that.
Interesting.
But anyway, so that's how these are supposed to work.
Okay.
Now these, as far as I can tell, for everyone says you want to use them on like textured stuff. So they're really, really great for like fur. Really, really great for like if you're like a lizard. Something like a lot of organic stuff going on.
So like the Unmatched Bigfoot would be rad.
Yes, Unmatched Bigfoot would probably look really good in these, honestly. Cool. But I've heard they're not great on like smooth surfaces. Something like a Space Marine, something with like big smooth armor. Or honestly, these dudes probably wouldn't be the best because they have a lot of like smooth armor, and just like washes aren't good on big smooth areas.
Sure,
these aren't going to be as good either. So we are continuing Rum Bones. We're continuing the Bone Devils here.
The different Bone Devils now.
Different Bone Devils because they have a decent amount of character to them. Now. So we're gonna kind of see. We're just gonna we're gonna play. So this is kind of an interesting, in my opinion, an interesting experiment because it's both of our first time using it. Yes. We have like the really noob painter, and then the kind of more experienced painter. But we're both trying this for the first time, so we kind of will get a cool. It's gonna be cool look into it, you know.
Yeah, and we're also doing something really neat. I mean, you take over as soon as I start messing it up. So with the contrast paints, we got a couple of kind of their whites and light colors that are sort of meant to act as a primer or a base. They suggest that if you're going to use the contrast paints, you do it on like one of these two specific colors. You do that first, and then you do the contrast paints over it, and it's going to kind of be the best the contrast paints can be.
Those are which again, right in dark when you're onto this light. But that is Wraithbone and Gray Seer. These are the two primers where these primers were made specifically
for contrast paints.
Right. And now these are just the base paints. They have spray primers, but they didn't send us spray primers. But they said it's base, so I just painted on with these, which means it's a little thicker than primer is, which is not great, but that's whatever. So yeah, so these are specifically, and they say like you will get way better results if you base coat it with this.
So I've got the kind of warmer tone primer. Nick has the cooler tone.
No, I actually don't. So I also primed. I had already primed them before I realized what those colors, because they randomly gave us some normal paint, and I was like, why did they give us paint too? I didn't realize that that's what that was. So I had already primed them with white. So this one actually is with just normal white primer. This is the one with the Gray Seer. Now they're not that different.
No.
So one of the things we're going to be experimenting with is how they look on these three colors. How they look on the Wraithbone. Now the Wraithbone is a much warmer color because it's like a brownish. The Gray Seer is gray, and so therefore it's got more of a blue cool tone. And then the white is just white. So we're gonna be painting all three of them and really see if it like matters that much, or if you use just a normal white primer, if it makes a difference. Yeah. So we're gonna it's gonna be kind of a whole
experimentation time, folks.
It's square bases, I know, square bases.
Yeah, Smashback. It's kind of didn't think about that. It's rare to see it, and they actually do serve a purpose because there are these characters who are kind of like deckhands, and then there's bosuns who have a circular base. So it's really just a functional thing, so you can quickly tell which kind of crew folk you have here. Because the people we were painting the other day are the same type of person. They have the square base, and they act in the same way, but they have different looks. So So anyway, square base is a functional, cool thing.
Indeed.
And Saskin's talking about wanting to paint the My Little Scythe minis. That would be rad.
This honestly might be a good way to do it, as Mirmak said. Yeah, so this is cool. So we're gonna kind of go. So Mikey, I would generally with the Rum Bones one, what we've been doing is like we've been like keeping certain things the same amongst all of them, usually like the pants or something like that, and then been like, okay, these four will have this color jacket. These four will have this color jacket. This one, we're going full rainbow.
Just try to get as many of the colors as we can.
Because I've heard the consistency amongst them sometimes is a little off, or sometimes you think they're going to be more opaque, sometimes they're more transparent, like a wash. So we're kind of experiment. So one thing that I have
as we experiment
also heard is that you want to be very neat with them. And what I mean by that is you don't want to hit other stuff, because again, if you're trying to then go over with a lighter color, we're essentially going to have to re-put on the base coat over that spot and then put it over. Because you try to put like a yellow over that blue, it's going to turn it green, which is actually kind of cool. And one thing that I think this is going to be useful, especially for me, because I honestly
hands are quite good, man,
and I'm very excited to see these. But I think these will be. I'll still probably stick to my normal paints, but I'm very excited for like layering these, because again, if you layer colors over colors, you can make cooler colors. So yeah, so we'll still keep the bones and stuff.
So you mean white. By that you mean his incredibly ripped arms? You got some Camille Nanjiani's over here, some
he's getting
high powered business.
Seriously.
So okay, let's try to suss out what this person has. It looks like to me they have no shirt underneath their badass like rocker vest.
Yeah,
like there's a chain, but I see no shirt there. Do you?
I don't really see one either.
So I think we can go kind of skin on the arms. There's no like weird pant leg boot missing situation, so that's all different colors. This guy is a glam rock diva dude. Like this is Steven Tyler for sure.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it looks like there's like little bracers. Now I'm gonna say for my money that he's wearing full gloves.
Yes, he is.
Full gloves. So it looks like we've got kind of basically all this of the torso. Most of that's going to be whatever kind of bone white or whatever color.
Yeah.
We
So
choose
I've heard that for skin tones, it's really, really good because you can just put on like a skin tone and it like shades it for you, and it's really, really good. So I'm guessing the bones will look really good in this.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Well, what do you think we ought to do for?
I don't know, dude. Whatever your heart tells you, brother.
Well,
and before all these, give them a really good shake before you grab anything.
Sure, because they're new.
So yeah,
just in general, it's good practice.
Yeah, just generally because they're pretty.
I don't know. Should we go like weird and psychedelic? I'm
Sure.
trying to think, because like amongst the contrast paints, there aren't like. There's probably we would do one of the kind of the normal colors.
Yeah.
But we don't want to do that. So I'm trying to think of like.
Well, for the bones, I'm gonna do normal like brown tones and stuff, but like.
So, like, which of these? Because these all look very dark.
But that's why I said, like, that's why I have multiple paper towels, because, like, I don't know which one of those is lighter. We have 9 different browns, and I don't really know. We're going to have to test them out, because I don't really know.
Dunes.
I don't know necessarily what's the lighter one, what's the darker one.
It's a skeleton horde. I'm going to check out skeleton horde
That
first.
checks out, Mikey. That checks
Let's see what the heck it is, because what is this if not a skeleton horde?
Oh, so one other thing about being neat, we're going to want to also do it in sections where they don't have a chance of touching, because they're like a wash. So if they touch, they're instantly going to blend. Because the paint is thick enough where if they touch each other, they'll still kind of stay next to each other like this.
Okay.
But like this, if you touch it,
so it's like if we start
water,
with this torso, we should immediately start painting the pants.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Way far away.
Yeah, because it'll just go whoosh, and it'll suck in all the color.
Okay.
And so because you have that problem with washes, if you put 2 washes next to each other, they will just become one wash. And so, I'm going to do it a little bit. I'm not going to do bones yet. I'm going to do...
oh, gosh. Well, I'm sorry I said what I said.
I'm going to do... Just to do something different. I'm going to do the hair. I'm going to do the hair. I'm going to give him a rockin'...
I'm going to give him a multicolored hair, dude.
That's fine. These ones, because here's the thing. If we don't like them, we can always just repaint them. It's not a huge deal. But let's try these out. So I have now Contrast Magos Purple. We can give him some sweet purple hair.
You're doing a Sass Queen special.
Yeah, dude.
Sass Queen's got a lot of pinks and purples in the hair and stuff a lot of times.
Yeah.
I'm so worried to open this. I don't want to explode it. Okay, we're good. Oh, wow. Yeah, this isn't... So, let's see. I don't know how much... This is incredibly thin, y'all.
Yeah, like I said, it's like it's.
I mean, it is.
It's not a wash. I'm like,
it
comes across like a wash. Yes, it comes across. You can see here, it comes across very much like a wash.
Like a wash.
So the thing about this, actually, Mike, we probably don't need to put it out here if you don't want. I would say
just pull from the pot.
Pull from the pot, maybe dab off a little here. Okay, so like that's the color that's gonna be. So I would say always test, just because you don't really know what you're getting into. I mean, I guess we could put some out here.
That's kind of how it looks. I mean, it's kind of a brown. It seems dark, but that's okay. Let's just go for it. Oh, it's so nerve-wracking.
It's a little nerve-wracking, Mikey.
It's just exciting, it's a new thing.
Okay, so this one is straight up like a wash. I mean, I'm essentially painting with a wash, right? At least for this particular one. Because it is definitely darkening down the hair. All of it, but it's darkening it down like a wash would, where the lighter parts here are basically still white. It is almost entirely pooling in the recesses, which is not horrible, but it's just...
So do you think this will be a multi-coat situation?
No. One, because that's not how they're advertised, so I don't want to do that personally. I would like to just try it how they're supposed to be. As is. Yeah, indeed. Because for me, like, my guess is I will probably most likely use these as aids. So essentially, to aid me in other ways, like you can use these as like washes, obviously, because you can even just thin them down even more, and then they really are essentially just a wash.
Okay.
So one, you just got like a ton of washes if you wanted to use them for that. Two, it's like I think they'll be really, really good for glazing and tinting and stuff like that, because they have such high pigmentation levels.
Okay.
And then for like layering, because they're all transparent to a degree.
Sure. Yeah, it's like a question of how much, but they all are thinner and more see-through than a...
Yeah, so it's like...
quote-unquote normal.
You know, you could put this purple over another color and probably get some really cool... you probably get some really cool coloration by adding multiple layers of different contrast paints, because you would be able to see the layers beneath that, and you could actually probably get, again, some pretty cool colors. And you can do really cool stuff with them, it seems like. But just the whole, like, one coat and it's done. Like, I'm curious, you know. It's like, and this looks fine. It's my thing is it's hard to be precise.
Sorry, folks. I'll try to keep it on camera.
See, that looks pretty good for the hair. Like,
let me see. Yeah, the hair looks awesome.
It's like, you know, it's tinted down a little bit. It's definitely, again, like, it's lighter on the tops, and it's darker in the recesses as it's supposed to be. And again, like, for things like hair, I was like, yeah, it'll probably be really good for that.
Yeah, you know, at first I was thinking, like, oh, this is like not painting it at all, but then I remember, like, it is called Skeleton Horde, and so it's lightening to what kind of the bone color, so I'm like, oh, I guess maybe this is exactly what I wanted, because when it first was going on, I was like, man, the parts that are dark are really brown, and I don't know if I want that.
Yeah.
So maybe this is going to be kind of perfect.
What's up, Frequent Beef? It's good to see you. What game are these from, Zen? Zen, these are from, what's the word? Rum Bones, thank you.
Bones.
Indeed. You can go real heavy with the contrast state out of the pot. Part of why GW has their special primers base layers for contrast paints. Exactly. So it's like you're supposed to be able to just go one. You shouldn't need multiple coats. You just put it on way thickly. Yeah, it's like you use the right primers, and then you should need one coat. Lots of interesting possibilities to use it, like glazes over metallics. I've seen lots of people put it over gold or steel colors to tint them and get metallic colors. Exactly. That's kind of what I was saying. I was like, I think they're not really going to be a everyday user for me in terms of like actually painting my models, unless again I'm trying to do a ton of stuff quickly. But I really think they're going to be very useful for a lot of cool stuff. So contrast seem to be a good way of just to get a lot of base color on a model with some real basic shading. But if you spend time further edge highlighting, you can get some really incredible results. Yeah, I think that's true. Man. I think,
I'm into these.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like,
that's cool. It does just sort of paint and wash at the same time.
Yeah. And here's the thing about this. It's like, I've seen a lot of videos of people kind of like crapping all over them because of like, they're not like a magical product. They're not like going to make you a competition level painter by no effort at all. It's like, that's not how...
that's not really how anything in life works. So
that's not how anything works. But the thing is, it's like, I think a lot of the people who are saying this are not this paint line's audience. Like, these are mostly like big YouTubers / pros. It's like, these are not for pros. Like, these are for people who are either beginners or don't have time to paint a ton of minis.
Yeah.
Because if you're like a Warhammer 40K player, you may have literally thousands of minis.
Yeah.
And if you can paint a mini in 10 minutes with these, and they look decent, that is incredibly useful.
Yeah.
Like, incredibly useful. And that's what I think. It's not so much that they're, like, so amazing looking. It's the fact that you can make them look pretty good with very little time. That, I think, is the main thing. And a lot of people who are, like, really criticizing them, I don't think they're the market for these, you know? It's like pro painters aren't using these. How long does it take that hair to dry? I've heard you want to give them like 30 minutes. Kind of like washes can take a while to dry. Which is why I was like, oh, we'll go on to some other part that's not this, because we don't want to run into it.
I'm pretty happy with the Skeleton Horde.
Oh, is he?
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
I tried to pull a little bit of the paint out of the darkest spots, but also like just leave it be.
That's not bad. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, Mike, what are you gonna do next?
I think I'm gonna go on down to the pantaloons and things.
How many unpainted minis would you guess are in your collection? I don't know. I have no idea. Not too many. We don't have many minis games. I have a lot of Tyranids. Warhammer 40k Tyranids that I have not built or painted, so I have a couple hundred of those. But in terms of like collection, like board game collection, not many. Honestly, we don't. We
have the
many.
others, which is the mini heavy game that's not painted. We have
but there's actually not that many minis in that game. They're all big, crazy minis. No, because like of each of the monsters, there's only like 8 of them, and then there's like the chaplain dude, lady, or whoever it is, and then the big boss. But that's it. No. And then the heroes.
Okay.
Yeah. But those are big, crazy detailed miniatures. So it's like
trying to think of like what else we have that has minis in it. It's more
not
like
very many.
We have Quirky Circuits, and there's like 4 minis in there. Or we have My Little Scythe. There's a couple minis in there.
Like 16
you painted
minis,
most of our Scythe mechs at this point.
We're slowly.
We don't have many things that have a ton of minis to begin with, and like the War of the Ring you have is done. Journeys of Middle Earth would be one. That's like completely unpainted. That has like a decent amount, but there's not a ton.
War of the Ring. Unpainted stuff?
Journeys in Middle Earth.
Oh, Journeys in Middle Earth. Yeah. Journeys in Middle
Earth. You painted War of the Ring.
Yeah. I was like, no, I've done most of War of the Ring. I'm thinking about doing like a green for the pants. I'm trying to figure out what kind. I think I'm gonna do this.
I'm gonna do like an acid orange or something. I'm gonna try
oranges right here. This one. We got this orange.
So this is
you can do purple too.
Iyanden yellow.
And I have Militarum green.
Or Griffhound orange. What do you think?
What's up, Birdman?
I'm thinking lighter.
Go for it. Yeah. You can always go darker over it.
We'll do the yellow.
Like you said, these are for tabletop ready, not competition ready, and that's fine. 100%. What's up, Back Bacon? What's up, Castro? Thanks, Castro. Appreciate you. I think these paints might work well on the Wolves in Grim Forest. You know, the ones I actually finished. Once I actually finished Pigs. Yeah, for the Wolves, they'll probably look great.
I want to play Grim Forest again.
It's a good game. Grim Forest is a great game.
Cute little light game. Cool minis.
Alright, let's see what we got.
Birdman likes contrast paints, but I'm super new. I mean, I
think
this one, me and you were more the audience for these.
See, this one looks... Mikey. It's not... This is how you open it, Mikey. Get like this, hold it like this, and then go like this. Hold it, and boom. That way it won't go boom and pop open. Nope. Mike.
I'm trying so hard.
Here,
dude.
wrap your index finger around the top. There, like that, exactly. See, and then you can control it. You can control it with this hand. I know, but you can control it with this finger, and so that way you can push really hard without having to explode. Because trust me, I'm constantly afraid of that as well.
Excuse me.
All right, so this one feels way thicker.
Yeah.
Oh, this is dark too. Okay.
This one is a similar thickness.
So this one is
the last one's pretty
dark.
Okay.
Makes clean brushes very easy. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I'm trying to be better about that. I'm truing up my edge, truing up my brush. Gotta spin it.
You gotta spin the brush. You gotta spin it.
Should I test run this or just go for it? Just going for it.
Do whatever you want, man.
I don't even care. We're just going for the pants. See what happens. Okay, so far so good. This is about the perfect orange. I mean, no, it's advertised as yellow.
Yeah, but I mean,
it might dry a little lighter, but it is definitely a yellow orange type of scale.
She likes this green. This green is not quite as dark as it. I mean, as it is supposed to do. The parts that are supposed to be lighter are not quite so dark. I mean, these are cool, again, because it's like Rum Bones. Like, we don't need a ton of craziness or details or something
especially
like that.
in the kind of the...
Yeah, these guys, the heroes we will. But, it's like... So it's like, no, we can just kind of do this.
This is just the grunts.
Because the thing is, like, I would probably still do at least one layer of highlights on these people. Mm-hmm. But it's like, then it's like you could just do this. You're basing and shading at one time. Boom. And then you do a little highlight, like one highlight each, something like that. Yeah. And you're done. It's like, I mean, that's the thing is like, I just painted the whole pants. And they're pretty much done at this point. It's like, I'm not saying they're magical. They're not. It's just a paint range. But it's like, it's pretty cool. I mean, it really is. They do stuff pretty well.
And they do that voodoo that you do so well.
Indeed. I used to Birdman. I probably should get it back because I am painting a lot more than I was. But you can get the Citadel app, and it has all their paints in there, and you can keep track of like ones you used for stuff or like combos. Like, this mixed with this is how I made this color or something like that. You can do some pretty cool stuff. It's like I really have to go to the bathroom pose. It really is with the whole, like, the feet turned in and just kind of being like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
It is that, or it's the pushing for the high C during the song. Yeah! You know, you gotta get the high rocker sound. But also maybe have to pee your pants while you're singing that song. There's a lot going on.
So Games Workshop paints require a special pose to open properly. They really do. That hook over is very good. Games Workshop did actually release a little paint holder thing you can push their pots into to make sure they don't tip over. That's kind of cool. Okay, I mean, gosh, I'm trying to think, is there anything... And here's the thing about these, too. It's like, if it comes out too light and you want, like, a richer color, wait for it to dry, do a second layer. It's just going to be darker, you know? And it's like...
Yeah, I'm curious. So, like...
These ain't bad, honestly.
I've kind of got these, like, sort of this acid yellow jeans going on. Which I don't hate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I might want to go a hair darker.
All right. I mean, you can throw that... Well, you might... Yeah, you'll probably have to wait for it to dry.
I'm gonna wait a bit. But...
Alrighty. Well, go ahead and pick another color, Mike. You can go, baby. So, all right. So far, so good. So far, it's been cool. Need to pick up the full collection of contrast paints. Yeah, I'm really digging these. I like the not total coverage look. Yeah, they are. I mean, again, they are doing what they're meant to do, which is paint everything, but pool in the recesses and therefore shade those parts more. Right. You know, like that's kind of all you can ask for. I've also seen some interesting tutorials that put a light layer of contrast paint and then follow it up with another. Yeah, exactly. I saw that too. It's kind of being like, hey, if you want like a richer color, just do it again. Especially if you're doing something like a really light color, you know, like that yellow. It's like you can do that again and it'll make a really probably pretty yellow.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm thinking, like, well, I've got to keep in mind in general, like you said, with sometimes you've been painting, you'll paint to red and you're like, oh, that's really red.
Yeah, you're like, that's red.
Darken's different. This one, I'm like, oh, this yellow's really more of an orange. But now as it's drying, I'm like, no, it's pretty yellow. Like, I just have to give it time.
Pterodon Turquoise is next.
Pterodon Turquoise.
I'm gonna do his jacket or his sweet rocker vest because this guy is glam rocked out and I love it.
It's beautiful.
I've also like white plus Griff Charger Gray plus Black Templar for a slightly blue tinted metallic black. Exactly. That's what I really think this is going to be interesting for is layering. Like you can put, you know, this light color and then layer this over or put this like kind of darkish blue, but layer like a nice light yellow over it and it'll tint it to like a really pretty green. Like I really think that with layering, and again, that's kind of at that point more glazing than
Flesh
anything.
Terror's red.
Ooh, fun. But I really think, I want to watch that frequently. Thank you for putting that out there. Easy Contrast Marines, because it's like, yeah, I think they're going to be really cool, and can be useful in like above tabletop standard methods. I just don't think you could paint with just these two above tabletop standard methods without doing some extra stuff like highlighting all stuff. But at the same time, like the stuff that's making it looking good at that point isn't the contrast paints. It's all the stuff you did after the contrast paints. But you know, that's totally fine. Okay, cool.
Just fun to
I know. Or putting Black Templar over Lead Belcher instead of using Nuln Oil. Yeah. Ooh, this one's very pretty. Like,
it's the first crack that's the hardest, man. I was passed out.
You get so much.
Look at I'm ripping all that up.
Yeah, I know, man.
True painters, they grunt through the first pop.
All right, so this
does look like just straight up blood.
That does look like straight up blood.
Theater
Pterodon
blood.
We're
gonna see how it works. Maybe we'll do a sash. Maybe we'll do his little.
This one is pretty
dark.
His
little mid sash. We'll do that. We're gonna see how that works.
Okay.
Rock sash.
So my worry about this is kind of like the test for what I was thinking about, which is this cloak is more or less kind of a big smooth surface. And I am curious of how well this part here is going to come out.
It doesn't have anything to pull into?
Not really. And the parts where the shadows will be isn't necessarily a place where the thing is going to pool. Because the fact that shadows are there isn't because it's lower, it's because that's not where light would be hitting. So if like I put it on quickly and then try to encourage it in certain spots. But what I'm more worried about with something like a smooth surface is that it's going to look splotchy.
Splotch?
Scammers?
Skittles?
Scammers.
Yeah, some people sold our phone numbers for sure.
Yeah, I get this call from this company called IC Systems every single day.
Yeah. Same.
Thanks, Chase Bank or AT&T.
Yeah, I think I'll blame the source on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And she's buying a stairway to heaven.
Did you guys see that they're doing a Marvel-themed version of Splendor? What does that even mean? What are the cute...
I did hear they were doing that, but like Nick, I'm like, what does that mean exactly?
Oh, you're trying to get Infinity Gems? All right, why not? It'll sell. I mean, so...
So we're all Thanos?
Not necessarily. Man, that game did not need a Marvel reboot.
And probably more down.
I mean, more down than the normal Splendor theme, which is nothing. But
Its theme is poker chips, Nick.
that is very true, actually. Its theme is poker chips, even though the poker chips make no sense.
They're nice.
They're nice.
Why can't we have nice things, Nick?
You can. This is one of those situations where I really don't want to touch anything else with this blue, because this blue is very, very strong.
Oh, that looks like blood on the sword. That's cool.
Whew.
This little sash thing is a little inconvenient.
Yeah, welcome to mini painting, dude. Just things in super inconvenient spots.
Trying to get them Infinity Gems. I'm alright. That's fine. What's
man.
up, Jimmy, by the way?
What's up, Steve?
Steve up here. Just cleared out my work queue, so I'm kicking back. Rip.
Nice. I mean, that's cool, I guess.
Here's the thing. It's a more interesting theme that keeps...
For sure.
That you don't have to change the game at all. And
I'm sure they're going to put it in Target, and it's going to crush. So, like, I get it.
it helps promote the hobby, man. Do what you got to do. Okay. I mean, this does look cool, man. I got the pants going, some little things. The sash looks rad in the red. I mean, the sash looks like legit.
That's
like,
good.
it's got highlights and
Yeah.
lowlights and stuff like that.
Again,
is
for
tight.
like cloaks and stuff with a lot of folds. Oh yeah, that's gonna look great.
That looks instantly really cool.
That's gonna look great.
Plus, he got some blood on the sword now. Tight.
Tight.
Super purposeful. Yeah, so I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
And these minis too, like, are going slower than a lot of minis because these minis are actually have a lot of different parts to them, and they're pretty darn detailed. Whereas you're doing something like a Space Marine, it's not that many parts. You basically got all the armor, the gun, little adornments and stuff, but that's pretty much it. Whereas these guys actually like, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. So it's actually taking a little longer than I was expecting, but that's okay. Yeah. So like the the cloak I'm not super pumped with because it's just, and it's what I was worried about, that I was going to be splotchy. It's going to be, I feel like, hard, as I figured it was going to be hard to get on a smooth spot like that. It's going to be hard to make it look decent. But that's why, again, like, I would probably just do a layer of highlight after that, and, you know, yeah, like as Freak Weave just said, I would not put it on, like, vehicles, because those are big, flat surfaces. It's a little splotchy, but still usable. Again, and again, like this on a tabletop, like this down here, it's fine. Like, it looks great. And I think the splotchiness works for the Undead recesses. Yeah, and it's like, again, that's one of the reasons why I want to do this on Rum Bones minis, is because Rum Bones, they're undead, so if they look kind of like a little weird or a little grimy, it's like, who cares? They're dead. Like, that's kind of the point. I think I saw some white under Mike's sash. Oh, Mike, did you mess up?
Where? They're under there?
I don't know. Where? Oh, it looks like you got it. He also made his speech rolling. Yeah, that red is a red right there, Mikey.
It is.
He's got a little headband on, huh? Are you doing that too?
Yeah.
Okay. What should I do for that? I'm going to try out...
I'm matching it to my cloak, although I'm not doing a very good job of it.
I'm going to try out this. We're just going very colorful with these ones. Griffhound Orange. Trying a little Griffhound Orange here.
The cool thing about having the red cloak for me is it looks like it's brains a little bit.
So splotchy vest works, as you said. Looks grimy old. Yeah, totally.
Looks
It's the contrast another tool in your belt. Exactly, Birdman. That's exactly how I feel. I'm like, yeah, cool. These are just another tool. Except for now we have like 40 of them, and I don't know where to put them because I don't have 40 open spaces on my middle paint stand here.
About to.
You about to, though, girl. And honestly, I would like to buy more of these, but like, this table is big, so I can support more. But like, on my table at home, my mini painting table, this is as big as I can possibly make this thing. So, and I actually don't even have it in this configuration at home. My brush one is on that end over there.
Listen to me. Huh? This is your home now.
This is your home now. It's too bad, Smash Pack. Alrighty, so Griffhound Orange.
Okay. Well, in the new year, hopefully when we come back, you can have everything primed up. Just spraying all the Christmas priming stuff.
Alright, so I'm going to do the sash in this orange. Ooh, this is like a nice deep orange. I like this.
Alright, we're good. It's just part of my method, Nick.
I like it. I like it now, Mikey. I have no problem with it. I'm going to clown you over it, but I still have no problem with it.
This is some thinny-inny.
Oh, I think I remember specifically hearing about that one being mega thin.
Aethermatic blue.
Aether.
I'm going to do hair with that.
Ooh, nice ice blue hair.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, man. It's going to be about that. That's very cool. Very into that.
And she's buying this little.
Ooh, this is melted slushy color.
Melted slush. Interesting.
Well, that's interesting, man.
Ooh, I like that. See, again, that's a cool, like, wash color, you know? It's like...
Very cool.
Glaze that over some, probably look dope. Put that over an ice troll
creature.
Yeah, you know, like the ice guy from Blood Rage or something like that. The big ice monster, frost giant dude.
Yeah,
it's a great color for him.
That'd be cool. It's kind of interesting. You can kind of just slop it on and like have at, you know.
Yeah.
He came from a colder part of the ocean, so he's got this frosty hair.
So we'll make these Wednesday streams a regular thing. I should be able to watch more on Wednesday my day off. Oh, that's cool. Wednesday is the day we'd like to do them, so
Yeah, we'd originally thought Friday, but I think Wednesday's been like pretty rad.
Wednesday's been nice, and Friday is nice, but if we're going to like a con or something like that, we tend to be gone on Fridays, which means, occasionally we'd have to miss. Whereas Wednesdays, we're usually here because we usually leave for a con on either Thursday, or if we do want to leave on Wednesday, we could probably leave like after the stream kind of thing.
Exactly. Oop, gotta get the front side. Missing things, folks.
Get underneath this darn sash. Is that a new one?
No. Quickset's making Christmas cookies. One over painting today.
Dang.
What kind of cookies though? I mean, like, obviously, if you can make Christmas cookies, make Christmas. If we could do a Christmas cookie baking show for Gen Con, we would absolutely do that.
If they would have it.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, what Christmas cookies? What's your favorite cookie, everybody? Throw it down.
Oatmeal raisin. Best cookie ever.
I don't know about that, but oatmeal, yes. Oatmeal is a fine base for cookies. Probably should be used more, but never with raisin. You know what I mean?
Oh, raisins are great.
I like them just fine, but you could also just do oatmeal chocolate chip, and life would be fantastic.
We had those at Nugget. Oatmeal chocolate chip walnut.
They're fantastic. Because then you get the oatmeal consistency part of cookie, which is incredible.
It's a great consistency. Cookie stream. Okay, so that is the sash. Turned out pretty good.
Yeah, the sash looks dope.
Yeah.
The contrast paints, the sash plays big.
Yeah. I like this. All glam rocked out. All right, I think what I'm going to do next, I'm going to do the boots. We're going to stay with black for the boots. I'm going to use Black Templar. This is one that people like rave about, Black Templar. So.
Yeah?
I guess, yeah. Because a lot of people are painting like guns and stuff, and I think it's really good for that because it gives you like some nice shading. It looks pretty awesome. Oh, they're definitely glam rocked out, and I love it.
Oh, yeah. Like, why not? Have fun with it, dude. I'm all in on this on the glam rock.
Yeah, one thing that I don't think we will use because I don't think.
Excuse me, because it's the ocean's clam rock.
Clam rock. Hi, Cheryl. One thing I do not think we will use is I don't think we really have one, but I think there are a couple of metallic contrast paints that don't really work. So I think we'll probably just use normal metallics for the metallic parts.
Yeah. Sugar cube with a Rolo inside.
Our mom would like that. Ew.
A Rolo? Oh, you don't like caramel?
No.
Dude, Rolo, I'd be all into that cookie. That'd be great. Molasses cookies. Yo.
Molasses
Peanut butter, chocolate chip, white chocolate raspberry, which is fantastic. Get that at Subway. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing. Great. Trying out new peppermint candy cane kind. Rip.
Tangent. Looks like Rise of Skywalker is the lowest reviewed action Star Wars film ever.
Live action. I have started to see that it's got this like low Metacritic score, and I'm trying to just not read anything because I don't want to. It's the end of the thing. I imagine it's going to get crapped on, and I imagine it's going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, that's my guess. It's going to be fine, and yet it's going to get crapped all over because.
But yeah, it's the end of a saga, and a bunch of nerds aren't going to be happy with their thing, no matter what you do. Did you see Freddie Prinze Jr.'s rant about it, about Star Wars and stuff?
No.
Oh, it's awesome.
Why?
Because he's just like, I can't remember like what specifically set it all off, but he's talking about like telling nerds to calm down with like trying to canonize new things and this because he did like voice stuff I think for Attack of the Clones or something, but it's like it's just funny. He's just like reminding he's like he made this for kids and like the way that like there's always a light and a dark and it's all about balance and stuff, and so there can't be such a thing as like a gray Jedi and stuff, and it's just this funny rant because he's just like super fiery about it, but like also very knowledgeable, and he's just like yeah, he's like the person who told me this is George Lucas, so like just piss off, you know.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's just cool, and I'm like,
good for Freddie Prinze Jr. You know what I love is that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar still together.
Oh, dude.
The ultimate teen couple.
Romance of a lifetime.
Yeah, still together, still in love. Been together, the ultimate couple.
Yeah.
Freaking love it, dude.
2 teen icons, why not?
Yeah, dude. The only one to stay together. It's great.
Yeah. If you're gonna be, it says people have used contrast paints to do non-metallic metals, but I don't think they look quite as good unless they're really good at doing it. Interesting.
Huh. That's interesting. I would not have called that non-metallic metals.
Yeah. All right, so with all this said, Jimmy and fam, are y'all gonna go see Star Wars? Because I'm gonna see the butt end out of it. Of course,
I'm sure it's
I'm
gonna
gonna see it, and I'm gonna freaking love it.
I love Star Wars, but I am not.
I was
nearly
watching.
as
I watched like the first half of Force Awakens last night. I love it. I think it's
Force Awakens is great.
Yeah, like one of the best movies, Star Wars movies for sure.
Yeah, I love Star Wars, and we grew up with Star Wars, and it's very, very dear to me. But I do not have this.
I'm like, do whatever you want.
Like, yeah, I'm like, well, do whatever you want. Like, I just don't really care. Like, I don't know. I do not have that feeling towards really anything. Because even like
Creed camo,
even like Lord of the Rings, like there's some stuff I really dislike. They changed, but it's like I'm still more forgiving of those than. You know,
Hallie, hello. We're gonna be on for the next hour. Yeah, we're on till 11 o'clock our time.
Yeah, we're crushing.
So exactly
we're
the next
going.
hour or so. Sherrall says, I'm here. Nope. Wi-Fi issues. Oh, no.
No.
Sherrall, say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so. All right, so we got
Says, I personally am waiting to hate Skywalker. As soon as I heard the Emperor laugh, I was done. Death mattered in the movies till now. Well, I wonder if he's some sort of ghosty version.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Don't hate it until you see it.
I watched the end of Return of the Jedi, which does not hold up as a film as much as I thought it did. And when Vader throws the Emperor down, I'm like, that's a pretty far away to drop if you ain't gonna die. It's a long drop, and then it kind of goes like a nuclear explosion down there.
He does.
It drops. So
he explodes. I don't know why.
Curious.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alan says, yes, I'm going. Forget the reviews. Make up your own opinion after you watch it. Yeah, everyone's going to have to watch it with their... People are going to take from it what they take from it. People are going to be mad. Others are going to, like, love it. For some people, it's going to be their favorite Star Wars movie of all time. And, like, all of it's valid. It's all subjective, man.
I love how the prequel trilogy has been considered good as people are getting more and more upset about the sequel trilogy. Here's the thing. Love or hate the sequel trilogy, it is not the prequel trilogy. Prequel trilogy is horrible. It's awful. The best part is Ewan McGregor.
The sequel trilogy is objectively, like, well made. It is a well made.
Whether or not you like the story,
it looks kind of like lived in, like a similar vibe.
The writing
as, like,
isn't
the original
horrible.
Ones.
Like
the acting's good. Like it's
nah.
Yeah, it's objectively like well made films. Can I have the whatever black you're just using?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do for the gloves?
I'll probably do it brown. Maybe I'll try to find like a dark brown. I get the vibe George Lucas cares a lot less about the world building of Star Wars than most Star Wars fans. I think so too. 100%. I think he just likes to make movies.
100%. That's again what Ray Prince Jr. was saying. He's like these are movies for kids. Like there's going to be a light, there has to be a dark to balance that. And if this thing goes, it's out of balance. Of course, there's going to have to be a light. Like it's not complicated stuff, but like fans want to get in with all these things, which is cool and fine. But it's like.
See, in Burbank said, we're definitely in different generations. I found episode 7 to be too derivative of episode 4. Found it underwhelming. But here's the thing.
Yeah, I found it one of the most powerful movies.
I totally get it. It's just,
you're right about that.
I just A New Hope again. But here's the thing. I get why they did that. They needed to give people confidence in Star Wars again. Because the belief in Star Wars had been completely destroyed because of the prequels. So yes, they went back to the well, did a very similar movie, but it got people like to believe in the franchise again. And so I totally get why they kind of played by the numbers in the first one. I still think it's great. I still think they changed enough stuff to make it wonderful. But I get it. They needed to get people back on board. And I have absolutely no problem with it.
Yeah. It's fun. And it tells a similar story, but it's ultimately I don't know, Star Wars is just a simple story, and I think it works as a simple story. And the thing that's and I'm not saying that you did this, Birdman, but the thing that's frustrating is a lot of folks had that opinion after Force Awakens. Then they do Last Jedi where they do some stuff, and then people are like, well, don't do that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
what
the thing.
do
It's
people want? There's
we want
just
something
not a way to
different,
make
but not
folks
not
happy.
different. Don't do anything different. Yeah, you can't ever win. I totally agree.
Yeah, so it's you just got to make the movie you got to make, and then it's going to be what it's going to be, man.
But I'll agree with you, Birdman, here. He said, I'll enjoy it, but I'm not invested in it. I'm more invested in the side stories like Rogue One and The Mandalorian. I totally agree. I'm interested, I think Rogue One is the best one of all the movies.
Inclined to agree.
Because it was different. It was different. It was in that same world, and it was, what's the word? When you recognize something, when you know something. It's familiar enough, that's the word, familiar.
Definitely familiar.
It's familiar enough where you're like, yeah, we're still in Star Wars. Oh, there's Grand Moff Tarkin. Oh, Darth Vader's rolling through at some point. But totally different characters, all different stories. It was
more
so good. Yeah, that's what I want that. I want more stories in this universe, not origin stories. I don't want the origin of Han. I don't care. I want new stories in this familiar universe. We've had this conversation many times on our channel about how I think Fantastic Beasts is going to be one of the biggest letdowns of anything, because they could have done that. They could have told fun, original stories in a very familiar world, and instead it's just going to end up being Dumbledore and Grindelwald's story, and it's going to suck, and I'm very upset about it.
Well, I don't know if it's going to suck, but it's less... They could have gone... I mean, yeah, the sequel, the second movie didn't give a ton of confidence going forward, but it's a less interesting direction to go. So, I don't know. I mean, it's and that's the thing I like about something like Star Wars is people it's a very important piece of their life and everything. That's super cool. And people that are let down by Force Awakens, that's valid, that's cool, and I like that everyone can have different feelings. Yeah. Superman says the only thing that really bothered me about Force Awakens is that they did the Death Star again. At least they failed.
I agree.
At the end, they would have been something different.
I agree.
Yeah. There's some
now they're the Death Star can now kill 3 planets. We're like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
But how great is freaking the Weasleys' scream rant? That scream rant is pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. Was it Bill?
Donald Gleason?
Yeah,
Donald Gleason's going for it hard. I love him in it. And
he looks evil. He comes across very evil.
And so it is a very safe movie in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But
But I get it.
I like that you have Finn and Rey, and dude, when Kylo's reaching for Luke's lightsaber and is pulling, and then it wiggles out of snow, which is a familiar thing, but then it flips past him to Rey, and she fires up the lightsaber and it plays Luke's theme. I was like, that's one of the most cinematic moments that's ever been created, because it's borrowing from that history, and I was like, that's a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That is so dope. I don't care what the rest of the movie does. They gave that, and they gave it to a young, new heroine.
Yeah.
I was just like, dude, you just created a whole generation of Star Wars fans.
You just sold a lot of Halloween costumes.
Yeah, in that moment.
But
and that's definitely a piece of it.
Costumes.
But you also people are like, oh, I could be that hero, and I'm like,
oh no, 100%. That's what I mean. It's you
ever.
just inspired a ton of,
So it's stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I'll forgive any of its.
His details are so damn
safeties and borrowing from things. I'm like, dude, that was dope.
His movies are so detailed. I legitimately don't know what some of these parts are. Is this part of the pants right in here?
I don't know. I was just gonna kind of gloss over it, with the. I don't know.
I was gonna make it part of the pants. I think.
No, I think what it is that it's a bit of plastic that is just kind of.
No, because it's shaped it has folds in it.
But what? Why would the pants just jut out like that?
I don't know.
Or part of the sash?
Well, that's what I mean.
If you're looking at
not the pants, the sash. That's what I meant to say, the sash.
It looks like the sash.
Oh, I'm okay, it's the sash.
Birdman says, yeah, all right, see, I think Last Jedi has some good ideas that were consistent, whiny Luke without being a copy. That people hate it outright is amazing, too. It's amazing to me. I thought the second Fantastic Beasts was fine on the same par as Harry Potter's. Most of them were not great movies. That's true. I mean, it took until David Yates took over. I think Nick's main thing is, and I agree, is that there's not as many Fantastic Beasts as you'd expect in a title.
Well, and it's already not Newt's story anymore. It's already not Newt's story. It's Grindelwald's story. It's the same thing they did with the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
And that's what bugged me, is the Hobbit movies became not about Bilbo after the first movie. And it's this is literally not what this story is about.
Yeah.
It's this story was this cool, fun, weird, quirky character, and by the second movie, he's in the movie way less,
yeah,
and it's already not his story anymore. And on top of that,
There were no Fantastic Beasts in the second one. None. There was like 2 scenes with it. And I'm like, you already lost all the fun that you're going to have because the Beasts add a lot of fun, add a lot of lightheartedness. And you already threw all that away for just like this gritty, boring, dull, freaking Johnny Depp just chewing on some scenery. Just, yeah, it was
about
freaking bomb, dude. Because I really liked the first one. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this has a chance to be some cool stuff, and it's already gone.
Yeah.
Like the next one, I'll see the next one. If the next one doesn't fully come back around, then I'm done with Fantastic Beasts already. It's gonna be like 5 of them they've already planned out. I'm like, yeah, you got like one more chance. That's it.
I understand that. You scroll up a hair. So Smashback says, Mike, to be honest, that part confused me, talking about Rey taking the lightsabers. Rey was super new to the Force, and Kylo was trained in it, so I don't get why she won over that bit.
He's too emotional.
It's the simple fact, he's too emotional. It's the simple fact that, like, way I read it is that, like, the wand chooses the wizard. Like, she was meant to, she is the answer to Kylo Ren, you know, and so it kind of called to her. And also the simple fact that you're telling a hero's journey, and she's the hero. Like, so it came to the hero, you know, and like that's one area where I extend grace to things. I'm like, I don't need to see 4 movies of just training to explain like why are they good in the Force, and like.
That's why I like the new Spider-Man. Like, he's already Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We don't need to see him get bit again.
We know that's how
we understand those radioactive
spiders. It's
spiders.
like, that's how I see it. It's like, it was more of it's like, she's the more worthy one of wielding it. You know, it's sort of her destiny. So, like, that's why, like, it didn't bother me. Because I'm like, and people said, like, oh, she's all of a sudden super good in the Force. I'm like, not really. No. You know, she's able to pull one thing.
People are like, why is she able to beat Kylo? And I'm like, because he's like, punching himself in his wound. He's all freaking. He just killed his father, which like he can pretend didn't kill him inside. No, he's just like, and that's why he was able to win. Not because she's better. She's not. Yeah. She barely wins. Yeah, because he's just so gone. Yeah, so that's why I think.
Yeah, and it's just like cool. Like it's like that's when the Force awakens. Like that's the moment where like. She kind of blossoms in the power, and it comes to her for the first time, you know? And, like, I think that's the more important bit, is versus, like, oh, the nuts and bolts of, like, well, Kylo has more power and stuff at this moment. It's like, no. Yeah. You know, it's sort of the wand chose the wizard in that moment. That's how I read it. But, again, that's what's fun about film. It's, like, it's all interpretive, man. You know, like, so, yeah.
So I'm doing again, these arms will have real human arms, which is super weird, but
they're ripped though, dude.
They are, guys.
Got some non-Gianni special.
Glam rock right here, dude.
I'm basically gauging all rippedness in terms of Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh yeah.
Until further notice.
Yeah, Kumail Nanjiani's incredibly ripped. He looks like a whole different person.
He does.
His jaw's got like a 6-pack. I'm just like, dude, like you are insane looking right now, dude.
So awesome.
Kumail Nanjiani. Man, to have that Disney money.
Yeah, and I like that he's just like, yeah,
Disney.
24/7 nutritionist and training and stuff and all that provided by one of the most valuable, wealthy companies on the planet will do a lot for your physique. Okay. Mossy the Mouse. Catch up on the Star Wars time. I'm loving it. I'm loving the nerd talk.
Yes, at the bottom. Oh, no. I love how Rogue One ended with Vader boarding the ship. Yeah, the way it ended right as New Hope starts is super cool. That's why Rogue One's
Vader
best.
Like cut just loose was terrifying.
My God.
And Cheryl, the paints are working pretty good. Like I like it's them. Just like pure experimentation. Like we're
probably going slower than we should be. I feel like this is all so fast. I'm like, we're not doing this that fast. But
well, yeah, but there, like you said, there's lots of parts, and
there's a lot of different parts.
I'm into it, but yeah, it's working out pretty good. Steve says, when I start mini painting, magnifying glass is a must. Dude, you can get those glasses and stuff. The light,
people have those.
I mean, all that stuff is super useful for sure. Brevman says the difference is they are trying to serve the old characters but also make us invest in the new ones, but they've stretched out serving the old characters through the entire trilogy at the expenses of the new. It is interesting how they kind of like focus on Han in the first, Luke in the second, and this one I think will be more Leia.
Leia I'm okay with because R.I.P.
Yeah, no. I liked that, but it was just interesting how they kind of each one had their movie. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just interesting. Superman says the story structure of The Force Awakens wants the end of the second act to be the heroes finding Luke, and then the third act where the bad guys and rebels converge on his location all at once. Yeah. Smashback says, I would have to agree with the sentiment about Fantastic Beast Naked did turn out to be about Grindelwald. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sasquatch's into the paints. It looks like you washed them already. I mean, that is absolutely as advertised. They all look instantly washed and painted. Like the hair.
The thing, like,
it's totally right. The texture and stuff like looks rad. Like,
yeah,
the
that's
hair
what I
looks
said. Texture.
dope.
That's why I figured the texture.
Instantly.
My
That is
biggest
cool.
issue is the cloak doesn't look great, but as people said, these are underwater skeleton people. It looks fine.
Yeah.
But like you look at it from like the front and stuff like that,
Looks
like
rad, dude.
these guys are 100% tabletop ready. Like,
Yeah, like that is neat. That's very neat.
yeah. So super cool.
Birdman agrees, says exactly, Nick. It's not Newt's story, Harry Potter. You still had the story revolve around Harry, no matter how much Boldy was in it. But Beast, it's revolving around Grundleworld.
Grindelwald. It's all right. It's already that wasn't autocorrect.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's already. It's been Grindelwald's story.
And the thing that's a bummer about that is like Eddie Redmayne is so good.
He's
as
so
Newt,
good
which
as
we've talked
Newt.
about. We've rehashed all these on our streams before, but like he's so good and like
We're gonna
just like an interesting character who like I was reading like cool like.
Hi, David. Yes, we are.
Article saying like he's like an autistic character. Like
He's
there's a
on the-
lot
he
of
seems to be
things
on the
that point
spectrum,
he's like
yeah.
on the spectrum, and like I'm like that's really interesting. Like he is, you know, does seem to have these characteristics and stuff, but he's like very much a hero and all that, and it's sort of like again, I don't know if that's just if that was the idea or if it's just how the portrayal comes off, but either way, I'm like that's really neat. Like,
Yeah.
to have this person
That's gotta
who's
be
like
huge.
not a warrior.
No.
You know, and like, and
But
very
very
plays him
capable.
so well, and very capable. Oh, it's like, yeah, please. I hope that they get some of that magic back in the third one. I hope that they
Nah, dude.
did listen to general responses and take no. I don't know. We'll see. Though.
Here's the thing. J.K. Rowling. She needs an editor.
Yeah, big time.
She needs an editor.
Big time.
She should be advising on the story. She should be writing the story arc. She should not be writing them.
She should be like the great consultant. You
What
know
is this, do you think?
What? This a sword, a scabbard,
Right? It's just a
like a
little
dagger.
Yeah, okay, that's what
holder.
I was going to paint black. I was like, I think it's just that, but
Yeah. Figure B says it feels slow, but keep in mind you'll basically be done with the mini after the stream, so that's pretty fast overall.
well, that's
I
why.
mean, yeah,
like
it's-
literally, I need to paint this metallic with this black dry, but this is done, and I'm like literally, I'm gonna try and go a little bit faster with the second one, but I'm gonna try and get 2 of these done, and that's huge. I mean, that's last time it took us 2 streams to paint 2 minis. Now, granted, I was teaching, we were talking. What are you doing with that green?
doing the cloak. I'm just
nice.
trying stuff.
like that.
I mean, it's all going to be like very like these colors shouldn't be on the same person, but this guy. Here's the
guy's
thing about this mini. He don't worry about conventional stylings. Like he's going to wear what he's going to wear.
All right, so that was with the Sear Gray base coat. So this one's going to be with just a white base coat, and we're going to see if it makes any real difference. 'Cause I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna make that big a difference.
I hope it doesn't make that big a difference.
Doesn't?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I
hope
agree.
that like you can kind of use
You have to use a light
Like,
base coat for sure.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
That
but, like-
that is very clear based on how these paints act. But it's like I hope that's not you have to have our brand or it doesn't work, because I mean that's a crock. If I'm perfectly honest, like don't do that. Like make your stuff good enough to be used with whatever. Again, you don't want anything too dark because these are very light touch type of paints, but we'll see. I think it's going to work out totally fine.
It's actually really like how they made Newt low key baller. Oh, he's totally a baller. I love it.
Oh yeah, super capable.
And like his lady's like quirky and weird and stuff like that. It's great.
I love that they don't kiss at the end of the first one.
Yeah.
Spoilers. It's so good. First Fantastic Beasts is fantastic, and I've watched the second one a couple times because I want to like live in that world. And the bits of Newt we get are good. I hope, and I love Jude Law's Dumbledore.
Jude Law's a great Dumbledore.
So that's what gives me hope. I'm like, okay, if you're going to shift the focus, at least one half of that focus is Jude Law, and that's good. That's good for the world. But please don't do that. With that said, I'd love it if they did.
I suspect a pure white will be really cold and sharp. Yeah, that's my guess. We're gonna see.
Cold and sharp could be cool. I guess it's all dependent, isn't it? It's like depends on what you're trying to have.
Okay, so this Griff Charger Gray is very much a blue. I'm gonna do the her with this blue.
I'm into this.
Kind of a bluish gray. Okay, this will be nice kind of hair. Hey, I like this.
I'm into it. Kind of rad.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
We're still going very glam rock.
Oh, 100%. As you should, Nick. Oh, that's supposed to go, but I'm putting it over there. I love all this nerd talk, y'all. I'm so excited for Star Wars.
I'm pretty pumped.
Reviewers be damned. It's going to be amazing.
I don't trust reviewers at all. Just watch the movie. Judge for someone you trust their opinion on stuff. Ask them.
Yeah. Rip. So you're leaving the sword and the... Oh, you did the gloves. What did you do for the gloves? What
I did
color?
snake bite leather, which is a...
Snake bite leather.
Brown or something like that. But that's a leather color.
I'm going to do wildwood.
Ooh.
Because it's got a Y. It's wild the way they spell it.
That's wild how they spell that, dude.
Suspect said, I don't know how I feel about Depp as Grindelwald, though. Word. That was...
You know who I loved as Grindelwald? Colin freaking Farrell.
Colin Farrell's awesome.
Colin Farrell was great in the first one. Oh, so bummed they brought in Johnny freaking Depp. Oh, so bummed.
I have no problem with him, like, as the way he's playing the role. I just, like... Johnny Depp's had some stuff in the last few years, and I'm like... Oh, he probably could have chosen...
I just like, dude, like...
But...
Colin Farrell was cool, dude. Like,
Colin Farrell was fantastic.
He was great.
It was cool to have the reveal. It's just like I don't think he was ever meant to be like the guy, but like he did.
No,
so
he never
well.
was.
I'm
but
like, man, that would have been cool.
He did great. All right, I like this kind of blue grayish for the hair.
Yeah, like Super Frost.
Are you talking about the mutual abuse with Amber Heard?
Yeah, it just was like a bad time.
That situation all around, it seemed like.
100%, all bad. But like, yeah, it was just like bad timing, and I'm like, like.
What color for the pantalones here?
I don't know, you got kind of a, let me see the hair.
It's kind of like
bluish
gray.
Like super,
red pants. Oh, let's do purple. Let's try some purple. Shyish purple. Shyish purple. We're gonna do some purple. This seems like a very, very deep purple. Grace here gives it a colder background, good for armor. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I love all these tips. Thank you.
Has anyone painted with the old Citadel inks? I imagine these are close to those. I have not, but I have heard about those, and it kind of seems like these are kind of close to those. I mean, these are kind of close to inks in general. I mean, you can, a lot of the things that I'm kind of expecting to use these for are stuff that I use inks for. Oh, this is a very dark purple. Okay. All right, this is a dark purple.
Dark purple.
Etica. But again, those raised up parts are not as dark. And that's what we need.
That's what I need.
Yeah, these are cool. This is great for like quick batch painting.
I gotta do this little medallion, but maybe I'll do that in like a silver.
We'll do though. That's like we can do like. I'm kind of like I don't think we need to highlight these. We maybe do a teeny bit later.
Pretty cool. I'm into it.
But we'll do that kind of stuff, the details. So that's one thing. Like these are not good for like any kind of detail work. You know.
Detail work.
Yeah, like putting the medallion, painting the medallion on or anything.
Oh,
like that.
just because like they're kind of so.
Yeah, they're too
thin and loose.
Yeah, they're just not meant for that. Any kind of really precision work.
Oh, what'd you do for the butt end of the sword?
I just did black.
We'll do that wildwood. Come to the church in the wildwood. Where'd that go?
Where'd you go?
Keep forgetting things. Come. Oh. You ever knock over a paint pot?
Yes, luckily most of the paints are thick enough where it doesn't really matter. These I would not want to knock over. I have knocked over a wash pot before.
How'd that go?
Not great. It just... Oh, it was bad.
Just went everywhere.
Alright, so this purple is really dark, but it is a nice purple. It's just very, very dark. Alright.
Come to the church in the wild. Okay, moving on. Excuse me. Blam! This guy is just all sorts of... A little bit of everything from the old closet there. Just grabbed all of it.
He's a little...
I like it. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, I like
He's
it
all
too.
over the place, that's for sure. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, I'm gonna do one of the darker. What was this color again? There's
What?
Wraithbone, and then
Oh, dark. Gray Seer. Yeah, it's on the other ones on there. But yeah, Gray Seer.
Gray Seer. So this is one of the Gray Seer premed things.
Alrighty, so now I want, because I've had kind of like a really desaturated gray for the hair, which I actually really like. This really dark purple for the pants. So I want a nice bright color for the vest. Let's do this. This looks like a very bright.
Birdman says the Citadel app also shows the variance in color from base to the layering. That's cool. That seems like a very useful app.
For these, Birdman, we're just going pot to mini. Usually I put it on a palette, but these you just don't really need to. I've been like putting on my brush, usually wiping off a teeny bit onto my,
Just to
get, so it's not just so much on there.
We were worried about using we had like the wet palettes. We're like, if this goes on the wet palette, who knows?
It might thin out too much.
We
more.
never get it back. So we're like, we're gonna wait on that. Smashback says, I stopped trusting reviewers when I heard Siskel and Ebert give Disney's Hercules a big thumbs down. I know. It's all, the thing about it is just like any time board game reviews and everything, it's just whoever that person is, their opinion.
Yeah.
And it's like, take that for whatever it is. Like, yeah, Roger Ebert's crapped on like a ton of great movies.
Yeah.
And has liked a bunch of movies that are probably awful, you know? Birdman says, I like reviews as a baseline for what to expect, but I don't use them for what I'm going to see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Freaking Bee says, y'all might end up getting through 2 minis each in the stream.
I'm trying to get through this
I should
one.
probably start this one if I want to.
I'm trying to get through this one by the end of the stream.
A dramatic blue. Let's see. Magos purple. Voluptuous pink. Voluptuous pink are the pants he's wearing, for sure. See what happens. Opinions are not truth. People put too much stock in them. Indeed. Indeed. We got one comment that kind of made me laugh on one of our top 10 versus 10s with Board Game Geek. They said, like, how dare you? How arrogant you are to say your opinions are better than the people. Because we're, like, doing our list versus the highest ranked on Board Game Geek. Because it's like, we never said ours are better. We just like these games more. But it's just like, we're not, like...
Well, he did also refer to us as
loudmouth clowns or something.
No, we were the two mouthy ones.
Two
I think
mouthy ones.
Is what
So
me and Mike got
arrogant.
referred to as, which
I
I
was
thought
like, we just two
funny.
people, like, have opinions, man. Like...
Especially because we never once like crap on anyone's. We sometimes joke that BG is what they're talking about, but again, it's how dare us.
It's a big joke.
Oh man, it cracked me up. I love comments like that. I legitimately do. They're so funny.
Gonna paint some pants pink.
Because I'm like, you are ridiculous. You are a ridiculous person.
I was like, hey man, our lists aren't valid. They're just opinions, and like, yeah, our lists are gonna disagree with people, and like that's super valid. Like if your ranking would be this and mine's that, so like it doesn't make either true or untrue. It just makes them our truth. For me, for my truth, Feast for Odin's best game ever. There's a lot of people who disagree with that, and they'd be right to.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So it cracks me up. I'm like, all right, y'all.
So funny. It was the two mouthy ones. Oh, it's
so arrogant. I'm like, okay.
So arrogant.
So it cracks me up, man. These are rad. These are rad pants. I'm into it. Voluptuous pink. Put that skeleton in a voluptuous pink. Come to the church in the wild. Come to the church in the wild. Little brown church in the day. Come. In the wild.
Are you going to add mouthy ones to your business cards? Probably, yeah. Probably.
We're the mouthy ones. That's actually, yeah, that's a pretty good call.
We're the mouthy ones.
We do need to get new business cards.
We do. We are out of our old business cards.
Would you want to do weird things with business cards? Because there's like so many that are like not standard shapes and not standard.
I wouldn't necessarily want to do something super weird.
Things, you know?
Just because I want to make it convenient for people to like hold on to them. And so it was not I wanted to do like he made like 3D printed business cards, which were pretty cool. I was saying to him like, yeah, but this is also like harder to hold on to. Like,
with that said, I think that business card is literally still rattling around our backpack. So it's worked. We've hung on to it.
Have you ever looked at it?
No, it's very hard to read, but we're still talking about that person, dude. That's the thing.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying like, yeah. It's okay to think your opinion is better. Just don't say it. At least that's what I've been told before getting blocked on Twitter. Here's the thing, Birdman. You can have your opinion, but you also need to understand that people can disagree with your opinion and block you for it, and you need to be okay with that.
Yeah. People are going to disagree, and people are going to not want to.
Sometimes when we make mistakes, we have repercussions for mistakes, brother. I'm glad you said skeleton, not bones, and voluptuous pink. Yeah, pretty much.
I know enough to not do that.
Yeah.
What should I make them? Should I do the same bones? What did you do? Did you switch up the look of the skin, or are you planning to? On this
probably will grab a different one. I mean, I didn't grab the same one you did for this. Not that you can. There's
Which
not.
one? Oh, so you did the darker.
Yeah, I just grabbed one. I mean, honestly, so it's like.
I don't know.
I don't think we did Birdman.
Agaros Dunes.
The most amusing business cards I saw was a friend gave folks Lego mini files on a little Lego plate with info printed on it. That seems like so much work. But again, if it's cool and it gets people's attention, I guess that's worth it. You know, it's like,
yeah. What'd you do for the business card, Birdman?
It was like a worker placement card.
Maybe you did. Oh, man, that does sound familiar now. I've seen Berkey has things that look kind of like a magic card. He did that for. I've seen a few people.
Yeah,
do that.
Berkey had. Yeah. His is like a magic
or something. Like a magic card, or no, for board game theater.
Yeah, board game theater, or one of his things. Yeah,
stuff like that. I'm like, that seems like. I mean, it'd be weird for us to do magic because we don't know anything about magic, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Merrimack says, I like the Funko business cards. You get to put 3 Funkos of your choice on them.
Like they have
like you can like put like little figures printed on there. That's cool.
That's cool.
There's a lot of options for at least art and design now. Lots of ways to print them. Yeah, it's like you can print them so affordably. Birdman says, I might need to get you some pics of my business card. I'll send it to you later. Yeah, I'm like,
please.
I think... I'm trying to think. That sounds familiar for some reason, but I don't know if I've just seen something similar and I'm like making it up, or if I've seen yours. Let us know. How We Do It is back.
Hi, Howie.
Every Funko employee has different cards. That's super cool.
That's very cool.
That is fun. Okay, I'm gonna do Telassar Blue for the cloak. Well, maybe I'm doing this in a weird order.
So maybe just copying, huh?
Is that what you did for the cloak?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You too. Who cares?
No, man.
Who cares?
Could do purple. Shyish purple.
What's I do for the pants, Mike?
Nick!
Dude, choose the same one. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm doing Blood Angels red.
You just did Blood Angel for the last one, didn't you? No. What else did you? Oh, you did that.
That was Flesh Terrors red. But this is too close to the pants.
Dude, Mikey, it does not matter.
No, it matters so much.
It matters so little.
He's getting a camo vest now. You messing up?
That's what I did for the pants the last one.
You are lying.
No. Mikey. Just
Nick! That wears you out doing that.
It does, yeah.
That gets you buff.
I get like bruises right here on my hand where I'm smacking them all the time because a lot of my paints are like older, so it's like, yeah, you get a little.
Come to the church in the wild. Scout songs in my head. I guess that's more of a church song, gospel. Am I on camera at all?
I am. Oh, I think I remember that, Birdman, yeah.
What was it?
His card said, I think I may give you one where I had stats on one side. It says to hire this worker, flip the card, and then he flipped it and had my contact info.
I think I do remember that one.
Yeah. Pretty sure I saw that. See, that's clever. We got to do something like that, man. Something clever. Especially because it's like a weird thing of like, we don't like use our business cards that often, so we might as well have fun with them.
Yeah, we don't ever use them for.
They don't have to be like wacky, but like
no, because that's my main thing. Is like that's cool. Like
neat,
but it's like you need to make like ours right now. They're too busy. They have too much stuff on them. We have crap that like doesn't need to be on our business card, like our merch store and stuff like that. Just like because we're giving our business card, we're giving it to potential networking people, not like
random
followers and stuff. Yeah, so it's like.
Right.
They don't need that info. Like, yeah, there was just like a lot of stuff. It was too busy. They're too colorful. You know, it's like, yeah, I want to redo them. And honestly, like, it's boring, but I'm like, I think just a normal, boring business card would be better than that.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're not like it costs us any business or anything like that, but it's just something. All right, I got about a half hour left.
Oh, man.
There's a whole thing in that time.
No.
Kids been fighting all morning. That's Ask Queen. I'm sorry. Haven't watched the
Tell
Brothers.
them to
They
get
love
a
the
job.
Brothers. Yeah,
quit fighting and get a job.
Are they not in school? Ooh, a follow. Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for the follow. I can't read it.
Gabba gabagool.
No.
It's gabagool, Nick.
We can figure out who it was. Hold on.
Thank you for that follow. Whoever you are,
Appreciate
we're
it.
looking up who you are.
Oh, it was Gabagoomba.
So I wasn't wrong.
Gabagoomba. You were pretty darn close, Mikey. You were pretty darn close.
Gabba goo.
Yeah, pretty darn close. I love it. All right, let's go ahead and do the sash. Let's do the sash. So I got
sashay away.
Sashay. Oh.
They're in school, but they're half day kinder. Oh, it was like afternoon then. Do they do like a 11 to 3 type vibe? What time's their school?
We're gonna do Magos purple for the sash.
What should I do for the sash? I've got these pink pants. Maybe something kind of really bright, light and bright.
You like orange? I did
So
orange for my last one, but it looked really good. Here's the thing: there's only so many colors, so it's like we're gonna run over each other. Like,
what's this? A Yandon yellow.
Isn't that what you used last time?
Pants.
Yeah, that was the pants.
So I could do Blood Angels red. I could Mastrag yellow. It's got a lot of brown in it.
Half day kinder. Are you pumped for them to go to like school, like full time? I can only imagine you are freaking jazzed.
I'm gonna do the pant yellow orange.
Cool.
From last time. Birdman says I didn't get anything from it. I thought it was cool, and I'm glad I did them. Yeah, I mean, if it's something else, it's fun, it's memorable. You know, I guess that's how it is with anything like that. It's sort of a roll of the dice, and you see what happens.
This one is very washy.
But I did hear Karen sneeze or cough earlier. She's sneezing and coughing. She's
doing better.
She's gotten knocked down by this, whatever thing's been rampaging around.
Yeah.
She's feeling better generally. Today she's kind of taken a half step backward. She's kind of a headache and stuff again, but she's definitely got more life in her than she had a couple days ago. She was not doing hot, man.
Yeah,
not doing well.
All right, so this Magos Purple is very much like a wash. This does not color the mini very much at all. It will pull. It's like, all right. So this one I won't be able to do it on stream, but I'll end up having to do probably a second coat of it to...
Second coat, hey?
Get it looking okay.
Get it looking okay, hey?
Yeah, that purple is very, very light. Okay.
A little too light.
Yeah, it's one of the ones like we may have to do like a big swash test to really kind of figure out
what does what.
Yeah, like what's more of a wash, what's more of a.
You should create a swatch mini, a mini that has every color.
That'd be a big mini.
Yeah, man, do like the Cthulhu.
Do the Death May Die Cthulhu?
Be the best use of that mini you could do.
Yeah,
because
it's worthless.
Yeah, it's absolutely worthless.
I said it. Does anyone have that giant Cthulhu mini?
Has anyone painted it? Because that's got to be an undertaking.
Yeah, if you airbrushed it, it wouldn't be that. You could probably make
it. You kind of have to, wouldn't you?
No, you don't have to. It'd be a pain if you didn't. But
that's a lot.
You could probably airbrush it to a pretty decent quality, probably pretty quickly. Honestly,
I'd hope so. Bam.
They are in regular school. They just don't do full day kinder at their school, so they have a morning and afternoon. They have a morning and an afternoon session. So they come like home in the middle of the day?
No, I think it's just either in the morning or the afternoon.
Oh, I see. But I'm saying like aren't you be pumped like once they're in school like all day normal, you know? So at least you have the day where you're like, no children.
Ain't no children
gonna get wild.
In school. Boom, boom,
How I feeling? I feel better today. Sunday I felt much better. Then Monday I reverted. I had like a fever again. Yesterday morning I had a fever again.
Fever and seemed to not get you down.
But no, it didn't. Didn't feel great throughout the day. It didn't feel horrible. We were able to get a lot of work done. By the end of the night, by the end of the stream, actually, I was not feeling great again. But then we had like a relaxing evening where I was just kind of like working on some stuff. And then today I feel better, but we don't have too much we have to do that's like strenuous today. So I'm trying to take most of today really easy because tomorrow we're going to start streaming for 24 hours. So we got to be ready. Yeah, I will feel like crap after that 24-hour stream. I'm guaranteeing that. But I think that has nothing to do with me being sick and everything to do with the fact that we just streamed for 24 hours.
I think we're going to come out of it pumped up.
Yeah, you're probably right, honestly.
And we fired the hell up, man. And exhausted. Like, both will be true at the same time.
Yeah. Alrighty. What should I do for...
I mean, this stuff ups the speed considerably. Contrast Paints, definitely, we are going quicker. Even with all the breaks and chatting and talking nerd business.
Yeah.
Which I love, Chad. Thank you for participating. Thank you for sharing different opinions on Star Wars and things, man. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Keeper Randy, what's up? Said it's going around. I was off work all last week. Yeah, it's going around.
Yeah, it's
struggle busting.
It's rough right now. Like, people are sad.
Laid out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it.
Like, Karen got mad knocked down and she got her flu shot.
Yeah.
Just got, like, she doesn't have the flu, but she's got, like, flu B. So I think it's, like, flu adjacent. And I'm like, that's why you get that shot, isn't it? So you don't have to deal with that crap? Sucks, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is just, like, So whoever's going around is just like, yeah, that's cool and all. Don't care about that at all.
Yeah, right.
Just, you're going to get ill anyway.
It's
like, thanks, man.
Ain't no sunshine when she gone. Boom, boom, boom. Wonder if she don't stay. Sunshine when you gone. The moon see about how many times we go away. Brown, brown, brown. Rip.
Yeah, some of the touched up with the.
Howie says, are you two planning on doing a Wits and Wagers game during 24-hour stream? Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, baby.
Gots to. Might even do a couple sessions of it. Depending. We got time. Yeah, we want to do that. We'll be doing certainly excuse me, cartographers, really any and all of our rolling rights that we can do with people. Like, we'll want to play with folks because it's just fun, you know, to incorporate the chat as much as we can, as we always want to be engaged. We want to engage and have you play with us and stuff. So 100%. 100%. So Birdman not talking parenting style, man, dude, and it's gotta be. It really is the toughest job, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'd say nice. Yeah, all these are really cool looking, man. I'm into it. I'm into the wash and paint vibe at the same time. So Birdman's there, almost 15 to 17. I get why the older will move out in the next few years. We're kind of done with him. Love him, not actually done, but he's in the place where whatever I say, he'll go the exact opposite way. Yeah, man. That happens. Hopefully they'll move beyond that. But sometimes that space, I think, is important.
Oh, yeah.
Like, get off on your own, do your own thing, then you gain an appreciation for what your parents are talking about. But when you're in it and you're 16 or 17, you're kind of like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I know how the world works. And you're like, okay.
Okay, friendo.
But, you got to let him go. We got to let him go do that thing and see what the heck happens.
All right.
And I'm sure there's just times where it's just, they try your patience. I can only imagine our dogs do that, and they're just dogs.
They are just dumb dogs.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, ah! You're killing me, dog! This for the sash. For his headband, rather.
All right. Yeah, switch it up, dude. Using Cygol Brown for the gloves. Don't even know what color it is. Going for it, though. Ooh, it's very dark.
Cygol Brown.
Cygol Brown.
The names crack me up, dude.
Yeah, they're pretty great. Oh, this is super dark.
Well, you didn't get that from Cygor? Come on. First time painting?
Cygor
Brown. Doesn't even know how brown that means.
I don't know how brown Cygors generally are.
Smashback says, Nick, if these weren't minion models, would you consider using these paints, for example, on a Lord of the Ring Journeys in Middle-earth?
I would absolutely use them for that, actually. Yeah. I wouldn't use it on the heroes.
Well, yeah.
So I would use it on all the monsters, yes. For the orcs, definitely, but especially for the trolls and the wargs, they'll be perfect for that because they have very rough skin. The wargs have fur. This looks really, really good on like fur. You can even do some like, I don't want to say wet blending because that's not really what it is, but you could just do some mixes of different colors for the warg's fur. Then you'll be getting different colors. They'll all be shaded at the same time. I would definitely do it for Journeys of Middle-earth. Literally, I was thinking like, oh, we could actually just do these for most of Journeys of Middle-earth once we're done with the heroes.
Rip.
Because again, you don't need them to look crazy, crazy awesome. And then on top of that, like you can always just like highlight after this and just use this as like your base coat and wash, which honestly is fine because your base coat, you're going to end up painting over the vast majority of it anyway when you do highlighting. So it's like if your base coat here is kind of splotchy and stuff, it doesn't really matter that much because you're going to go over that spot with highlights. So, yeah, so I think this would be perfect for that.
Rip.
Do the blue hair again. I don't care. I like it. I like it.
You doing it again?
Gosh. I don't want to do brown because I've got too many browns and like greens, and if I do the hair, it's just going to kind of blend. So I gotta get that contrast, man. I gotta have some different
contrast paint.
Gotta have the contrast paints and the contrasts within the colors.
I'm gonna do warp lightning for the headband. Just make it nice green, and then this guy, other than the metallics, is gonna be done. I have to touch up some of the stuff. I hit with this blue cloak. I hit some of his skin, which then the skin color did not cover up at all. And so I'm going to have to go back in and hit that with some primer and redo the skin part right there.
Birdman says, "You right, Mike, just hold on to the frustration way too much, which is part of my learning process.
You know.
I also have too quick of a wit to hold on to the frustration." We're all learning. I'm doing the same thing, man. We're all working on it, and that's awesome. Like, that's the important thing. And, you know, like with all fathers and sons, it will hopefully find a way to work out. Sometimes it takes a bit. Harry says, "Are you guys making an official schedule for your stream or just winging it?" We're going to have something of a loose-ish schedule coming out for sure, because I think it's going to be important to know, you know, for some people might get up or stay up or make sure to tune in for certain, oops, sorry about that, folks, certain games or, you know, things like that. So it won't be necessarily like an hour-by-hour, minute-by-minute thing, just because with these it's going to be hard to stick to.
It depends on like who's here. We have like a rough schedule of who's going to be here when, but that's not going to be definitive because we're also kind of like, hey, like come when you can. Like we're not going to be like, hey, you need to be here from this time to this. Like no, like we're not paying anybody to be on this. So it's like, also on top of that, like we may have it sometimes where there's like 5 or 6 people here. They won't all be on camera, so it may be like, you know, I'm tired. I'm gonna sit this. So we don't really know what player counts we're going to have at any given time. The only thing we can ever guarantee on is 2. So, you know, so it's like we have some games we know we want to play, but it's winging. Mostly will be loosely scheduled, but a lot of winging it as well. Just because it's like, hey, at this point we want to play this, so we're going to play that. There's no like we have to play this, especially because like we're not like the stream isn't sponsored by anybody, so it's not like like. The Dice Tower one, they were sponsored by Awakening Realms, so they had to play the Gateway Wall first. They were required to, my guess is. And so it's just like, we don't have anything like that. There's nothing we have to play. And so, yeah. So just kind of winging it. But also trying to give people some semblance of a...
More or less winging it.
You know.
Is there anything you want to see played, Howie, and would want like
let us know during the stream
for you, because,
and or beforehand.
Like, we could definitely try to do that.
Let's see how much we owe so far. Because
did you have the exact number beforehand?
I did. Well, I think we just started 82.
Okay.
Just because that's what we said during the thing, and we probably hit that sometime in the middle of the night. So I'm like, yeah, that works. Yeah. That's a nice even number. Let's see how much charity we owe. We owe
already
$11.
Already owe $11. That's pretty cool for the first
22,
morning.
It's $11. Yeah. We owe $11 to charity so far. We've gotten 22 subscribers so far today. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah. So
just YouTube, the Brothers Murph at YouTube.
Yep.
You can subscribe right now, and
50 cents goes to charity.
50 cents to the Philadelphia Children's Foundation.
Indeed.
That's super cool. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
That's
before
cool.
even the stream starts. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah.
We might be able to get like some good business going for the kids, man. That's rad.
Spike, I'm gonna do some metallics right now.
Yeah. Burma says, you think about doing split stream like you did with Dan Hughes a while back?
Not for this. We're gonna bring on like people through Skype, like This Game's Broken crew. We're not gonna do the split screen then, though. That was probably more work.
What was the difference there? Because were both of you on your channels?
Yeah, that's the thing. We're both streaming on our own channels.
Yeah, we are going to have people, though. We're going to have, it looks like Kiki. We're going to find time to get Dave and Matthew on. And Skype, it'll only be on this Twitch channel. So, yes, we are going to do the split screen thing, but not the same way that they did theirs.
Yes.
That was cool, though, that y'all did that and painted and stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. I actually really enjoyed that stream. I wish we had done it more.
Howie says, I can unsubscribe and resubscribe again. That'll count. So everyone says, no, it won't, because we're going by the increase of subscribers. So it would go down one and then immediately go up one.
You'd hurt. You're going to hurt children if you do that. You understand? You're going to hurt them.
So, joke's on you, Howie.
No pressure. You want to make kids cry? Is that your Christmas gift to the world? Huh?
Now, I will say, I did this whole one with white primer. I don't really see a difference. The gray sear and the white primer are pretty darn close. This one is the white primer. It is a little bit colder, naturally. The gray sear is a little bit warmer. They're not that much different. Now, the Wraithbone
is significantly
much more warm. You can see... Okay, Nick. See them like this. The Wraithbone is significantly more warm. So the one on the very, very right there is... this is just white. This is the gray sear. This is the Wraithbone. The Wraithbone is significantly warmer. The gray sear and the white really aren't that different. I mean, I'd say... so gifting subs got it. Now, to be fair, gifting subs on Twitch doesn't donate to charity, just YouTube subs. But don't get me wrong, feel free to gift subs.
That would be awesome, because hopefully we're going to have some new eyes on the stream. So
that's the hope.
Either drop some big bombs in chat and make them feel welcome if people have it to gift subs. That's
as you guys
cool
always do. I mean,
yeah, to basically do what you all do every damn day, and we'll be totally fine. But it's a fun opportunity. We're hoping that people will come on down, put some eyes on it. You know, how cool.
Yeah, we're just hoping to have a good time. You know,
we're gonna have a good time. Gore Grunta
it's
fur. Ooh, I'm gonna do Gore Grunta fur for the gloves.
Stupid idea.
Gore Grunta fur.
Gore Grunta?
It's a Gore.
Her name is Gore Grunta.
Gore-Grunta fur. What is a Gore Grunta?
Like, ask Games Workshop. I don't know.
Their answer is no idea. Sounds dope.
Yeah, it's Wraithbone and Gray Seer, Birdman.
Yeah.
And again, they're both great. Those. They both work great.
Can we do a New Year's Eve stream until midnight? I don't know.
It's not a horrible idea.
Yeah.
If we don't have anything else going on, I mean, honestly.
I mean, the plan is to have people over here and doing a game night, I think. So,
is that right?
Something live could be cool. Definitely are not going to say no to it right now, because that could be rad. I'll do that. I forgot the sash thing again. Gore Grunta fur.
Gore Grunta.
Gore Grunta fur, baby.
Gore Grunta. Gore Grunta.
Get your Gore Grunta fur right here. It's on sale till the end of the year. Do-do-do, do-do-do.
Scoobity-boo.
Yeah. Scoop, scoop-a-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-bop. Yeah, man.
So one thing I've seen a lot of people do is use contrast paints and then use a wash over them.
Really?
Yeah.
To further
deepen the recess. And I've actually heard that it looks really good.
Really?
So, yeah, because essentially you're doing it's the subs on YouTube that count. Yes, the subs on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're using this as also a little bit of a YouTube push. Not a huge one, but yeah, so a YouTube push is what it is. Alrighty, fam. Well, I got 2 completed ones here. So again, in terms of straight expediency, yeah, it's kind of hard to beat these. Considering it took us 2 streams to do 1 each, and we're each going to finish up 2 in 1.
I mean, that's math.
That's math right there.
That is quicker, folks. Ain't no
that
way around.
is faster. I'm going to try and put another coat of this.
Yeah, and these are definitely interesting in the way that they work, but like I dig it so far. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're definitely cool. They're definitely cool.
We'll have to explore further with these, I think.
For something like this, again, like Horde armies, or you have a bunch of minis you need to do quickly, again, we can slap a couple highlights on each of these and,
be sort of good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of hard to beat. I'm just saying. It's, pretty cool. Let's see. What do I need to do on this? I need to do some boots. You got that black?
Thank you. Oh, so I'm just throwing down another layer of this purple to try and brighten up the high parts because they are a little too white.
Your method does work better, Nick.
Yeah. I've opened many a pot, Mikey. Both new and old.
I've painted pots new and old. I've been around. I've seen things. On a cold, dark highlight of day.
Yeah. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this.
Oh, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
This stream and then this series.
I was nervous to try the contrast paints, man. I was nervous.
I was a little nervous too. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope y'all enjoyed these couple painting streams we got to do with y'all. Again, this is gonna be the last one of the year for sure. And yeah, and so this is gonna be it right now. We are going to be on our channel tomorrow.
For a good long while.
For 24 hours, we're gonna be on our channel. And so please, paint on camera. Nope, still. Nope. There you go.
I see it. I see what I've done now.
I see my folly. I see my folly.
The thing is when I'm painting, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I'm on camera.
Yeah, and I don't.
But I'm also like in it, so I'm like, I can't look up.
I know, I do. I how often I constantly paint off camera. Yeah,
I do my best painting off camera.
But yeah, thank you for being here. I might be painting this bad boy. This is who I've been painting for the last good long while. This has been
it's been a bit of a process. You've been on that one.
Jam right here. So right now I'm just about to start on the cloak. That's what I'm about to paint.
Bam.
So yeah.
Two and done.
So I might be painting this on the stream, but nonetheless, we have been painting these bing bongs today. It's been great.
It's been real great.
But yeah, so please be there for our 24-hour stream.
Join us.
This was super, super awesome. Make sure to let GenCon know how much you freaking loved this stream.
How much you need
Miramac, thank you so much for being here, per usual, for modding it up. You're the best.
The bomb.
Eliani, thank you. And thank you all for being... We got 36 people watching. That's cool.
Heyo.
Heyo.
People love the paint.
Thank you all for being here. We really, really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow on our stream. And yeah, check out the videos we got coming out. We got a new of the top 10 game,
the
top 10
decade
games,
rewinds,
decade rewinds today, and also just some general announcement stuff for our 24-hour stream was put up on our YouTube today. Make sure to check that out.
Nope. Merrimack Good Points is, don't forget, we'll have Fireside with Peter Atkinson at noon right here at Twitch.
That's right.
/GenConTV. So stick around. Set an alarm for 1 hour from now. Come on down. Howie says, nice break in my work day. Hey, we're happy you enjoyed this. Happy you had some time. That's really super cool.
Awesome.
So everyone go check out Fireside in an hour, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye.